Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Secure Talk Show. Today we're here to discuss about CSR and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, how they're related with each other, and what's the progress going on with those topics. For that discussion, I do have on my right Mr. Roshan Maharjan as a Public Relationship Manager of Woolworths Group, Mr. Sangam Maharjan, active socialist from Sydney, Australia, Mr. Prem Narayan Adhikari on my left, Public Relationship Manager of Adhikari Group, and finally Sagar Karki as a representative from United Nations. So today we'll be discussing about all the topics regarding CSR and how Australian companies has been supporting and aiding to maintain and achieve these goals throughout these years. So let's begin the show. Before moving on, let's have a look at the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals first. United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Let's get started with the representative from United Nations, Mr. Sagar Karki. Mr. Karki, would you mind describing a bit about the Sustainable Development Goals, how it is related with the social activities from the organization, how it is being achieved in this world, and what kind of targets are you planning ahead to get that goal done? What are the things going on with the United Nations now?
Well, thank you so much for inviting me in your show. I'll really appreciate it. Like talking about sustainable development goals, we started in the year 2012. And in Brazil, they held a summit with like more than 174 countries supporting the summit. We formulated 17 sustainable development goals to be achieved in the near future. The plan is already in progress. Since 2015, we are already working on achieving these goals by the year 2030. And the main aim of this goal is to eliminate poverty and hunger, and like the combat against the climate change, reduce the inequality, like gender inequality. We are empowering more women. We are emphasizing more women to come forward and like help the society even better. And like we are also providing a better platform to provide a quality education all over the world.
I'd like to move on Mr. Roshan first. Mr. Roshan, can you please elaborate like how Woolworths have been successful so far in maintaining the CSR activities in respect to supporting the goals of United Nations? How do you see that?
Okay, so firstly, Woolworths has been supporting to reduce the poverty level by employing over than 205,000 people through our supply chain. So secondly, talking about the gender equality, we are aiming to give more priority to the women in every position of our business operation. Similarly, we are moving to the campaign called Zero Food Wastage to Landfill and Food Rescue programs. And similarly, we are supporting the green energy these days. And in reference to this green energy, we are reducing the plastic bags, the use of plastic bags, which we like generally use in our daily life, and also increasing the solar sites so that we can we can use the innovative technologies and reduce the impact of these plastics, and more use of the energy.
So far you've been successful in maintaining the CSR activities. Moving on, let's hear it from the Public Relationship Manager of ALDI, Mr. Prem. Mr. Prem, ALDI being not an Australian company, as a German brought-up company and not listed in ASX, how do you manage to maintain the CSR activities so far, and how do you see those activities are being supportive, adding something to the sustainable goals that have been promulgated by United Nations so far? How do you do that?
Well, based on the Sustainable Development Goals, firstly we focus on the health and well-being to make the target of improving hygiene factor of 40,000 school children. Similarly, all promote the good food habit and living standard of customer. Moreover, we focus on packaging of product and their guidelines to remove the use of dangerous chemical in product
Moving
and
on
service.
to social activist Mr. Sangam Maharjan. Mr. Sangam, how do you see the recent condition of Australian companies, their CSR activities, and how are those CSR activities relating to contribute on sustainable development goals of UN. Do you think the recent condition is enough? The activities the companies are doing, it's enough to gain those objectives? What's your say on that?
Well, looking at the present context, yeah, they are doing, Australian companies are doing a lot of activities related to CSR. But to the globalization challenges,
Yeah.
they are not doing enough. They should be focusing on the more strategic CSR activities. So only then they can fulfill the United Nations Sustainable
Moving on
Goals.
to the end of this program, I'd like to give a brief overview of what we did today. We generally discussed about CSR activities and its implication on UN SDGs and how the challenges and strategies should be taken all along the way to meet up the goals. At the end, I'd just like to make a pact from myself, and I'd request you all to make that too, that not only the companies are liable to the society and the world we're living in, we all are liable to it, and we should do what we can from our side and stand up to make the world a better place to live. Thank you.